Hey stylers, welcome back to the Mothership. Today I'm going to go ahead and share my period hacks with you guys that I think every girl should know. These are things that I've learned over time that have really helped me out. You guys, I've had some intense, very painful experiences in the past, so I hope that these tricks and tips help you guys out. If you have not subscribed to this channel yet, please go ahead and take a moment to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more hacks on this channel. One thing every girl needs to do is track her period. One way that I've always tracked my period is using apps. One app that I recommend is called Clue. This is a free app that is available on iOS, Android, and the Apple Watch. It's really clean looking and easy to navigate through, so I definitely recommend this over any of the other apps that I've used in the past. This app basically tracks your menstrual cycle for you and predicts your periods for you, which is very handy because then it helps you, prepare for your next period. Whenever you get your period, just mark your calendar and update the symptoms such as mood and levels of pain. The more information that you input, the more precise it'll get at predicting your periods for you. If you're interested in getting pregnant, this can also let you know when your fertile window is, which is super handy. It can send you reminders of when to take the pill if you're on the pill, when you're going to get your period, or if you're missing your period. This app is just a really easy way to keep track of your body's health, and I personally think it's really essential, especially, if you ever have to go to the doctor. I always find that I have to tell the doctor when my last period was and how long it lasted. Instead of trying to memorize all that, you can just look at your app and you'll have all that information right there for you. Calm down, calm down. Every girl has found themselves in a situation where they've gotten their period and didn't have a pad on them. Now, of course, you can always ask around and see if someone around you has a pad or tampon, but, that's not always the case. So you have to kind of get creative with the things around you. One thing that I think everyone intuitively knows to do is to take toilet paper and wad it up like that, then place it in your panties. Now, if this is not good enough and you find that your flow is extra heavy, then something you can do is take off your sock. If you're wearing a sock, hopefully. Take off your sock, fold it up, and wrap it with toilet paper, and this should be good until you can get yourself an actual pad. You can also wrap the toilet paper around your underwear so it's a little bit more stable. So that's one way that you can DIY your own pad. If you're someone who prefers to use pads, luckily we're living in times when pads are no longer super bulky and annoying. I personally love the Infinity pads by Always. These pads are extremely thin and yet they're extremely absorptive. Definitely check these out if you like to use pads. Now, along with pads, I also love to use panty liners. These are extremely handy. Definitely check these out. Once again, these are by the brand Always. Now, if you're someone who prefers to use tampons, be extra cautious when you use these and make sure to change it out every, I think 4 hours just to be extra safe. Actually, I have a quick little story for you guys. One time I left in a tampon for I think a little over 8 hours. I was at school and the day was just really hectic, so I kind of lost track. And after that point, for a week, I was extremely sick. I was throwing up and just not able to eat much. Looking back at it now, I should probably go into the hospital. I think I might have had the toxic shock syndrome that these tampons always warn about. So it's definitely something that can happen to you. So just be super cautious when you do use tampons. Now, I know that personally the super strong, the super plus tampons are a little bit more risky. So, use those only if you absolutely need to. Now, if you're not into tampons or pads, there's this other thing you can use called a menstrual cup. I believe this is a product that is made of silicone. It can be inserted into the vagina, and basically what it does is it expands. It's like a cup in your body that collects the blood, and then you can just remove it, empty it out, rinse it off, and reinsert it. You can reuse the same cup every single time, so you don't have to buy tampons or pads. It's just one product that you need. It's really innovative, and I personally think it's pretty cool because not only does it save you money, but also cuts down on, waste. Because think about it, how many pads and tampons do we throw away, right? It is always important to practice good hygiene, but it is especially important when you're on your period because all that extra moisture can lead to yeast infections and things like that, and that is not fun. One way that I like to keep myself clean is by using the Summer's Eve cleansing cloths. You can get a ton of these for only a few bucks. They are individually packaged, which is super handy. You can carry these in your purse and just kind of wipe yourself throughout the day and keep yourself extra clean. Something else that I highly recommend is that you check out body wash that is designed for your vagina's health. This one is by Summer's Eve, but I know Vagisil makes one one, and there are a couple of different brands that make washes that are meant for, you know, feminine health. This one is, you know, it's for sensitive skin, so it won't harm you. Now, I've heard some people actually react negatively to feminine wash products, but I personally have not had issues. In fact, if I ever use like a normal body wash on my body, I get extremely irritated. So I absolutely need to use something that is specifically designed for feminine health. Otherwise, I have issues. This will not only clean you very thoroughly, but it'll also make you smell really nice. So this is a great alternative to regular body wash to use, you know, along with your washcloths. One of the things that I always find to be really annoying is like when you're showering and you're on your period. It's really annoying because sometimes you'll be bleeding and, you know, you have to make that walk from the shower to wherever your towel is or wherever your underwear is, and just it's not a pretty sight, right? So something I found really helps is to prepare my pad in my underwear like right before I get in the shower, and to just have that right there on the floor for right when I step out of the shower, because then you can put that on and prevent any leakage and messiness around the bathroom. The one thing that has pretty much ruled my life every month is the pain that is periods. You guys, I've had such terrible, excruciating periods throughout my life. I got my period when I think I was 11 years old, but it wasn't until I turned, I think, 18 years old that my period started to get really excruciating, okay? I don't know what the dealio was. I've been to the doctor and I don't have any issues, so it's just extreme pain without any like specific cause. If you're someone who struggles with serious period pain, then I hope that some of these tips will help you guys out. It's taken me a lot of trial and error, so I hope this helps you guys out. The one thing that I recommend if you are on your period is to keep yourself warm. You can use like a heated blanket, you can use a hot bottle, or you can use this right here. This is a Thermacare heat wrap. You use this, it has like a sticky back. You take it and you stick it onto your, you know, your pants or your underwear, and it stays close to your skin and keeps you warm. The cool thing about this is that it's really thin, so you can actually wear this out. So if you're at work or if you're at school, you can just wear this around and it'll keep you nice and warm. Warmth is your friend if you are having cramps. Along with adding heat straight to your, you know, your uteral area, it's also, I found that it really helps if my feet are warm. So definitely wear a pair of socks, keep, you know, a warm towel or a warm blanket around your feet, and just keep yourself nice and warm. That definitely helps me every time. Something that has been crucial in managing my period pain is mastering the painkiller. Now, whenever possible, I always avoid taking painkillers, but especially on my first day of my period, I find that can't talk. My period pain is excruciating. It's debilitating. I find myself just curled up and I can't do anything. So I have to take painkillers to kind of manage that and get on with my life. Now, when you're able to track your period, like with an app, for example, you're able to kind of predict when you're going to get your period, so you can start jumping onto that pain management a couple days earlier. If you're someone who suffers with excruciating period pain, it's best that you start taking painkillers 2 days in advance. A painkiller that I recommend is this Pamperin Maximum Strength one. I think this is 500 milligrams. If I take 2 of these, which is 1,000 milligrams, my pain goes away within just like 10 to 15 minutes. Something that I found really helps me control my pain is to take my pill and then I will make myself take a nap. After I wake up from the nap, my pain seriously just goes away so much more than if I just take the pill and don't nap. I don't know what it is. I think it just kind of helps your body restart a little bit. Now, if you don't really like the idea of taking painkillers, there are some other things you can do. Something you can do is drink ginger tea. Now, I personally hate ginger tea. Like, it tastes so gross, but it works wonders, okay? First of all, if you have any stomach issues, if you find that you are nauseous or having any kind of digestive issues, ginger tea is life-changing. It's nature's medicine. But along with that, ginger tea also has natural pain-killing properties. So instead of taking Pamperin or ibuprofen or whatever, you can drink ginger tea and it'll also help your pain a little bit. Now, my period pain has improved over time, and the reason for that is because at one point I went to the doctor and I asked my doctor, doctor what I could do to manage the pain, and she recommended that I get on birth control. Now, birth control isn't just for people who are sexually active. It can be used to manage period pain. It made a world of a difference for me. I believe the one that I got on was Nikon. It completely got rid of my period pain. Like when I was on that pill, I had 0 cramps. And even after I got off the pill, like that effect just carried out still. Like even to this day, like it's not as bad as before I started taking that pill. It kind of helped regulate it a little bit. I eventually did get off of Nikon because it gave me some serious like mood issues. So it's not my favorite pill in general, but it's definitely great for if you're wanting to manage your menstrual cramps. So definitely go to your doctor and talk it out, because it's not something that you should suffer from. Like I know how horrible it is, and it shouldn't rule your life. Like there are ways that you can manage it, so definitely be proactive about it. Now I know when you're on your period, it's not a fun situation. You're in a lot of pain, you're really moody, and it's really easy to just like stay in bed all day. But that's not the best for managing your pain. Now, of course, I just still like take a nap, and that's good and everything, but after you wake up from your nap, get yourself out of bed and at least go for a walk. It's been found that exercise really helps to reduce your pain, so move around, make your body move around, go for a walk, or even go shopping or something like that, just to like get your mind off of the pain. Because if you're just laying in bed, you have like nothing to think about but the pain. You're just like there, just thinking about the pain. But if you're up and moving around, well, you have other things to focus on. I always find that I get my period in the morning time. So knowing that, I prepare the night beforehand. So like, first of all, like using your app, try to monitor like when you're going to get your period. Then within that week that you're expected to get your period, always keep your painkillers on your bedside table, along with some water, along with like your pads or whatever, just anything that you'll need right then and there when you're in a really painful situation. So those are all my recommendations for the pain management aspect of periods. These are some other little miscellaneous hacks that I hope help you guys out. One thing that can really make it easier, like if you're at school and you need to go to the bathroom with your pad, something you can do, which is something I always do when I was in school, is I would take my pad and just slip it into my sleeve like that, and just try not to move around too much so it doesn't like, you know, make the sounds of a pad or whatever. But yeah, it's something that you can do that's really easy. You can also, you know, put it under your sweater, which is something else I used to do, or if you have a pocket, slip it into your pocket. So those are just some ways that you can take your pad or your tampon to the bathroom from like your classroom. Finally, I know this is not something that everyone does, and I know that it's not something that I've always done, but now I always keep all of my period essentials in my purse with me. Even if I don't feel like I'll need it, you know, there are always people around who are in emergency situations who might need it, but I like to carry a little pouch like this, right? Within that pouch, I'll put in things like panty liner, I'll put in a tampon. Sometimes I'll put in like different kinds of tampons in case people need like different kinds of tampons. I'll put in a wipe. I'll put in, I won't put in like a whole thing of painkillers, but I'll take a couple of these and I'll fold them up and, hold on, let me show you. I'll take like 2 pills, for example, and I'll fold them up in a little napkin like this, and just kind of, you know, just so I can carry it around with me in case I find myself in a really painful situation. You know, even if you are in class and you do need to take your pad to the bathroom or whatever, if you carry it in a cute little pouch like that, it kind of looks like a wallet. You can also kind of conceal it as if you're going to go buy water or something, and just pretend that you're taking your wallet out, you know? Always be prepared, ladies, because even if you don't need this, somebody around you might need it, a friend might need it, a family member might need it. So be prepared, take care of yourself. The less anxiety we have about periods, the less treacherous periods feel. I hope you guys found these hacks helpful. I know these have been things that I've just discovered over time through a lot of trial and error. It's not fun having periods, but it's bearable, it's bearable. If you have any other tips on how to deal with periods, like if you have pain management tips or anything like that, be sure to add that in the comments below so we can kind of help each other out. Also, please take a moment to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Periscope, Snapchat, and Twitter, all under the same username, SofiaStyled. I will see you guys very soon. Keep styling.